What's up, PokeFam? It's Chelsea with Vine Whip Cards, and today we're going to talk about my experience as a new TCG Pokemon card vendor. Vending is something I've thought about doing for the past probably about year. It's been something that's been on my mind, but it was something that I was almost scared to do just for the pure fact that this hobby is so crazy right now. It's competitive, there's a lot of people in the game, and as a person who really does enjoy the hobby from the collector side, I didn't want vending or trying to sell, buy, and trade Pokemon cards to overcome that feeling of what collecting makes me feel. I kind of started growing with this channel as well as other channels. I moved from just collecting into going into the Whatnot streaming platform. As a beginner of buying and selling Pokemon cards, Whatnot was a really easy platform for me to use because it was convenient. You can do it at your house. You don't have to travel. You don't have to have all the inventory stuff. You can really do different things on Whatnot. But the downside to Whatnot is all of the fees. The fees just kill content creators and sellers and vendors. So while it's a great tool to get started with on your journey, I don't know if I would do it for the long run. I know there are a lot of content creators and other vendors who do have great success on Whatnot. There's also Drip and I think a couple other platforms that people use. But for me, I really just wasn't getting what I wanted out of it. And I think I lost more in the fees and then also trying to boost my shows because I'm a new person on the platform that it really just didn't make sense for me. I am also quite the extroverted person. I do enjoy conversating with people, and I like connecting with people in person. Corporate job is I work 9 to 5, and I work from home, and I have for probably the past 6 or 7 years at this point. So me being able to do card shows on the weekends has really helped me engage in that social aspect that I think I miss with a regular go into a workspace type of job. Now, long-term goals. I would love to be able to eventually quit my 9 to 5 and really focus on doing content creation and vending long term. I really believe in the hobby. I believe the hobby is becoming more accepted as a hobby. It's getting in there with the collection of antiques, of coins, of sports cards. It's really become a booming market, which does make it difficult for both collectors, buyers, and sellers. Everybody's all over the place right now. And that's okay because our hobby as a community is trying to find its way in the world right now. It's continually growing and it's not slowing down. So with all that, as you may know and have followed me on this channel, I recently started vending. Last weekend I did my second card show. This weekend I'm going into my third. And there are definitely some things I learned from my first two. Number one, just start vending. Don't be so concerned with what you have in your inventory and try to buy more or do more or have more, or you don't have enough or you don't think you have enough. You probably have plenty. I definitely, for my first show, really had imposter syndrome going on. So I just thought I needed more and more and more cards, and I almost had too many. I didn't even have enough room to display the amount of cards that I had, which is great because it allowed me to roll into my second show pretty easily without having to do any hunting and gathering of picking up more cards or buying more cards. But I had a ton, and I really didn't need that many. I had a great selection, different eras, and people really were impressed with the selection of cards that I had at my first show. Number two, this may sound really, really dumb, but the placement of your price sticker, and I highly recommend as a vendor, you are transparent with your pricing and you put a price tag on all of your top loaded cards or however it is you display your cards. One, people I think feel a little bit more comfortable coming up and looking versus going, oh, how much does that cost? Just be transparent with your pricing. But when it comes to placing your little sticker on your top loader or like your penny sleeve, however, which way you do it, I personally have been doing my sticker on my penny sleeve and then in the top loader because the sticker leaves a residue on the top loader and it's cheaper for me to buy penny sleeves than it is the top loaders. But anyway, found a solution to that. Make sure you're placing the price tag in a spot that doesn't hide what the card is. I didn't think about that when I did my first show, and I placed, if you're looking at a card, I placed the price tag in the top right corner of everything. So when I stacked my cards in my case and I overlapped them, you couldn't see like the name of the Pokemon. So for me, it just visually didn't work well. So I actually got a second display case, so that did help eliminate me having to stack cards on top of each other. But I did put the price tag in the bottom right corner this time. It was visually down, it didn't cover names, and I think it just looked a lot better. Number 3, I don't think you have to have sealed to start vending. I was so concerned that I didn't have sealed product at my table that I was like rushing around trying to hit drops at local retail. I don't open a ton of sealed product just because I have really bad luck. I do collect ETBs, but they're my ETBs. Like, I'm not going to sell those. In my 2 shows, I sold 2 booster bundles. One booster bundle was Stellar Crown on my first show, and the second booster bundle was Destined Rivals, and it was to another vendor because he just wanted to open packs. So I haven't hit my sweet spot with having sealed product yet. I'm hoping to see at my 4th show, which is a 2-day show in Portland. I'm going to take most of my sealed to that and see how that does because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. But I haven't figured out the recipe behind having sealed product at my booth yet. I sold a lot of singles, and that's what kind of has worked for me so far in just the 2 shows that I've done. My next tip is have a binder. Whether it's 2 binders where you have like $1 to $5 cards and then like $5 to $15 cards, however you display it, have binders, because I did a lot of sales from my binders. While I did great from my case stuff, people picking through lower end stuff is really where the market's at right now, I think. And it's because people are trying to save. They're not trying to spend as much. You're not always going to have somebody that walks by that wants to spend $200 on a card or $1,000 on a slab. So I do highly recommend that you have a value binder, and then maybe like I said, a $5 to $10, $5 to $15 binder, just depending on how you do your setup. Last tip for the day. It is okay to stay strong in your pricing. It is okay to stay strong in your percentages at which you trade and what you pay cash for things. It is okay to stand by what you believe in. I trade at 80%, maybe 85%, depending on what the cards are and like what their values are. For cash, I'm usually around 75 to 80% payout. It's because in the long run, I am a vendor and I am trying to make a little bit of money back. Now, I do have like repeat buyers that I'll do higher trade or a little bit higher cash percentage, but they continually are coming to my booth. I think making that relationship is great. Like, yeah, please come back, see me. I want to share this with you more. I want to be able to do more trades with you or more buys from you or whatever we can do to make a deal. Like, let's do it. We're in this hobby for a reason, and being able to have repeat buyers, I think is fantastic. So far, my experience vending has been so fulfilling. I'm really connecting with it. I feel a little bit calmer in my personal life. I'm not so much worried about like my big girl job, if you want to call it that. It's something that I'm able to talk about and connect with people on, and also try to make a little bit of money in the long run. Now, I will say I am a collector first before a vendor, so try to keep that mindset as well. You're in this for a reason, whatever your reason may be, but it ultimately probably stemmed because you started collecting Pokemon recently, back in the 90s, whatever era of Pokemon you started collecting. Collecting is probably what got you into vending. So keep that true and just have fun. You're going to have imposter syndrome. We all have it. I still have it. I'm so like about this weekend that I don't have enough cards because my last show I got bought out pretty heavily, but you know what? Now I can go into this show and I can buy heavy, and then I can stock up for my 2-day show. So just know there's no magic formula. Things can be done, but just have fun. Buy what you like, sell what you like, invest in what you like, meet friends, talk to other vendors, and just have fun. I've talked to so many great vendors. They've been so nice. They've given me tips. They're saying, hey, you should go try this show. It's a little bit better than this area. I love all that feedback. And I think that's really, really nice as an adult, because sometimes we can be harsh on each other or not feel supported, or again, feel like an imposter because maybe somebody else has more knowledge than you. But that's okay. Just ask questions, like I said, talk to these other vendors, and just get in the community. With that, I'm on the road to try to quit my 9 to 5 to do this full time. Who knows if it's going to happen, but right now it's fulfilling a part of me that I need fulfilled, and I just can't wait to share the rest of my journey with you guys.